I'm your host of Good Morning Hebrew Home on Tuesdays. Tuesday's my day. We have multiple hosts, and you can't see them, but they're all around the back of this camera right now. It's a very hostile environment of hosts judging other hosts. So normally when you do a show, you have your own people, but I have the competition right here with me. So to all of you, welcome to Good Morning Hebrew. Today is Tuesday, May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo. We'll check in a minute to see if the menu matches that. I'm not sure if it does or not, but we hope it's a good day for everybody. We notice again that the screen is a little snowy, and that is in work in progress. We were off the air with a part that wasn't working last week, and now we're working to upgrade to the high definition signal. So the picture, I guess, Wendy, in another week or so should look much clearer. So we appreciate your staying with us during this, and I would look forward to having a clearer picture for you going forward. I think for families that watch it on YouTube, when Allison puts it on, it's a lot clearer. So a lot of good things to come. So as I said, it is May 5th. Today the weather is about what you look out the window to see right now. It's about 61 degrees. It's kind of nice, a little breezy in the shade, and it's going to be a little windy today, 10 to 20 miles an hour. So get a chance to get some fresh air. I would tell you that for our residents here in the home, we're working on a very comprehensive plan to create more outdoor opportunities for you. So we're working as a team under the leadership of Peggy O'Flynn to create groups to take people outside to enjoy the fresh air. Today is a little cool in the shade, but on days like today and the days going forward, we're working on a major effort to make that a focus of attention. So we look forward to getting people outside much more regularly as the weather is sort of back and forth a bit at this time, but hopefully headed in the right direction. In terms of the news today, not to talk too much about the coronavirus, but there is a lot of discussion nationally about things starting to open up again, and the Hebrew Home, like all institutions and organizations, is carefully studying it to see what the implications over the course of the next few months. But there is a lot of discussion about things opening up to some degree, and we'll figure that out as it goes on. In terms of this day in history, I tend to be sports focused, as many of you know. So two of my three items are sports focused. Cy Young, who the Best Pitcher of the Year award is named after, one of the greatest pitchers of all time, threw his first perfect game on this date many years ago. Alan Shepard, 1961, was the first American in space. That took place on May 5th. And in 1973, today was the day of the Kentucky Derby, and probably the most famous, David, would you say, most famous racehorse in history, Secretariat?
Absolutely.
Won the Kentucky Derby on this date. So all good things. In terms of birthdays today, just one resident birthday, and I don't have any staff ones. Stoddard Platt, a very happy and healthy birthday to you. I hope you enjoy the day. Now to the meal. Now last time I was here, I was given bologna, literally bologna. Today I have a better menu for you today. So today, I think if you say it enough, people change the menu. Today we have rosemary chicken for lunch with white rice, a vegetable blend, and dessert will be pineapple. Lunch for Wendy and I will be pizza, but that's a different conversation. For dinner tonight will be tomato rice soup. The entree will be grilled American cheese with tomato and Kirby cucumber salad with a dessert of Jell-O. So I hope you enjoy your meals. I hope you have a wonderful day. And now it gives me a chance to welcome in my guest today. Perhaps Ray, you could come and join us now on the set. Rey Chinsio is responsible for the rehab that goes on here at the Hebrew Home. And I thought it might be interesting to talk a little bit about rehab. And it is a fact of life for many of you who live here, who've come here because of rehab, and I thought it'd be interesting to talk a little bit about it. So Ray, first of all, welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, David.
You want to take off the mask? You can.
I'm so used to the mask now, it's part of me.
We're living in a world of masks. If you woke up from a slumber for a few months and you walk down the street, you'd think they were bank robbers taking over the world.
Absolutely.
Ray, welcome to you.
Thank you.
So Ray, maybe you could start, just tell us how many years you've been at the Hebrew Home.
Hebrew Home, that's 2007, April 2007.
So that's 13 years.
Absolutely.
That's a nice, it's interesting for many of us staff who work here, longevity at 13 years, you're a rookie. Doesn't even matter until you're here for 15 or 20 years or 35 years, you're just getting going.
Yeah.
So Ray, what brought you to the Hebrew Home? What brought you to come work here?
Well, at first it was, the commute.
Okay?
But then as you come to know your patients, come to know the residents, you become part of them. You become part of the whole. You get to know everybody. And again, like we talked about before, this is my second family. I've grown here as a person, as a professional. I have met a lot of wonderful people throughout working here.
So, Ray, I know you in a few different ways because you've treated some of my family and treated them beautifully, and you're one of the examples of what works best here at the Heber Home. You came in to do a job and you promoted several times since, and now you're heading up the department. So I can tell you it's been a great pleasure to see that change. And maybe you could talk a little bit about back to the therapy part, because many of the residents who live here, therapy is what brought them here. Either they came in through short-term rehab or they needed therapy. Maybe you could talk about how therapy has changed over the years from when you first came in terms of the kind of therapy that's done, the equipment, how you see it.
Well, absolutely, there has been a significant change. We have a very big, beautiful gym right now that's empty. Right now we're doing most of our treatments on the unit. We're doing COVID units. We have 3 full COVID units right now. Most of the staff are there. We do still see our long-term patients, which sometimes we forget, but they are a priority because they do live here. This is their home. So we do put an emphasis on that we're still doing rounds, making sure that we identify people that needs help, people that needs more training to make sure that they stay healthy and able. That's our goal, to maintain the health and safety of the residents at the Heber Home. Me, the Vice President of Rehab, David Siegelman, we already had started talking about reimagining rehab, a change in the rehab, what we're gonna go, after this, if there's, a change. So we are planning. We're seeing, changes in how we treat patients, making sure, sometimes maybe use, including wellness to be broadcasted, which I think they're doing it now, to make sure we have, use the winter garden, the outside, to make sure that there's enough social distancing happening so that, we could maintain safe and healthy environment.
So you mentioned the COVID recovery floors, and it's a good example of an organization sort of pivoting. We didn't know anything about COVID months ago, and rehab folks were people that were having surgery, they were having knee replacements, coming back from strokes and things, and the work was very focused in the gym primarily, and some on the floors of people recovering from those things. Then this outbreak happens, and things shift. Now we have floors where we don't have people treated in the common space, we're treating them in the rooms. What kind of treatment goes on for somebody? Because there's a lot of, it's sort of on people's minds, what happens with a COVID recovery patient? What kind of rehab do they get?
So with COVID patients, most of them are affected because of their pulmonary, symptoms. So the priority with them is mobilization, not big movements. It's just about getting them to sit up at the edge of the bed, tolerating standing for a few seconds, tolerating sitting unsupported. Those little things, they're very important because as we know, when you are just laying down in bed, you start to deteriorate right away. So with COVID patients, they're very weak, very deconditioned. So the primary goal for them the first few weeks is just to maintain their lung capacity and make sure that they're able to sit and support it and tolerate very small activities.
And those people, you're seeing graduates, right? Folks are leaving the recovery units and going home.
Absolutely. I think from last week we did have passed the 15 mark, discharge. So there is, a good thing about this. That's why I think most of my staff are happy. Most of the staff are happy to be on that unit, to show that there is progression. There is hope that they are gonna, be discharged home able after being infected by COVID.
You talk about your staff, Ray, and I have to say, it's been really laudable to see. When something like this happens, there's a lot of anxiety. Will I catch it? I don't want to be near it. And we have a facility of people that are really stepped up, and I would say rehab is a big part of that, and I think you should be very proud. Maybe you could talk about the work you did with your staff to educate them, to prepare them, because they're going on those floors every day.
Absolutely. I think, it's about talking to them, having a conversation. Even before we opened the unit, we were told that that's going to be part of our patients. So before that, I had a conversation with them. We had a discussion, explained to them. And I don't think I needed to force it into them, because most of the people that started there volunteered to be there. They knew that, this is what we need to do. This is what the expectation is. So everybody stepped up to the plate, and I'm really thankful and glad that I am part of that team.
So they wear protective equipment to protect themselves, right? Because some people might be watching saying, well, I have a therapist and they're working over there and they're working with me. So maybe you could talk about how infection control and how people protect themselves so we're not spreading it and doing those things.
Absolutely. So again, it's if you're on the COVID units, you have your own PPE. You don and doff them every time you see a patient, before and after you don and doff them. Washing your hands. When you're on, same thing on every unit on the long-term floors. We make sure that before and after you either wash your hands, sanitize, use the alcohol-based rubbing sanitation thing, and then use gloves. You have masks on every time. Even before, I think the New York State mandated that everybody should be using masks. Hebrew Home already started telling us to use masks. So I think that's why it's good to be working here, because we are always the pioneer in doing things.
So let's talk about when COVID goes away, and hopefully it will soon, or before it even got here, the kind of rehab things you're bringing in. You're taking on this assignment now to lead this department. You've grown up within it. What kind of things do you want to see develop within the gym? Other types of therapy? What are your dreams and visions?
It's dreams and vision. That's a big, thing. But I just hope right now that we have so much equipment. We have all the bicycle, the new step. That we could still continue using them. Right now, we do have some new step equipment on one of the COVID unit, and I just we're starting to look into how to use them safely so that we're not going back and forth with patients. So also using outdoors if able. It's a good space to use for treating outdoor exercises. So especially with the weather being nice, so that's what our goal is moving forward. But it's just again a matter of when we could start opening things, and hopefully soon, and then we could think more of what to do next. But I know we are already planning, and as soon as we get hold of when we could actually start doing these things, then it's going to be a different, it's a game changer.
So for residents or families of residents that want rehab for their loved ones, how does it work? Like, for a long-term patient how do they get on program? What is the process for evaluation that goes on? Somebody's watching and saying, I'm feeling like I'm not walking the way I used to. How does it work?
So as part of our daily routine, the supervisors are doing weekly rounds, speaking to the unit staff, speaking to the nurse manager, saying, is there any changes that you see within our residents? Say, even if they're walking different, even if they take 2 minutes to get up from the chair compared to the last time they were seen. So that's a big change. If they were the first ones to finish, eating the meals, and then now they're the last ones to finish, so there's a change in their status. So also we encourage, family members to follow up also with the doctors, because sometimes, we might miss some things. So if they do see a change in their family member and all these things, they could follow up with the nurse managers, with the doctors, and say, can we have, just refer them to rehab to, assess or evaluate them and see if there's anything that needs to be done.
So that would cover treatment and also equipment? So if somebody needed something, they might need a different kind of walker or a wheelchair change?
Any changes in status that they notice, they just have to notify the doctors and the nurses, and then they could follow up with us directly.
So one of the things I've seen in my time here that's changed a lot of the electric wheelchairs. Used to be many years ago, very rare to see one, and now we see many of them. Can you tell us how they're overseen, how training occurs?
So before we start, or before we provide them with a wheelchair, there is a evaluation, training. It's done by the occupational therapist. They go to about 2 weeks, 3 weeks of training, and as soon as they are deemed fit, they are officially provided the wheelchair, and they do have a contract stating all these things, that, you know, making sure that they're safe, they follow rules and regulations within the home to make sure they do not injure themselves or anybody else.
In terms of speed, do you control the speed? for us?
We do have, you know, there's really very little we could do. We could just say slow down or change the speed, but sometimes we do see some people that, you know, turn it back up, but, you know, every time you see them, just turn it back the other way.
Sometimes it seems like the Indianapolis 500.
Absolutely. It's the New York Minute, everybody needs to be there right away, so.
But reflective of a lot of change of equipment, right? That there's better equipment, easier equipment, batteries that last longer, things that are really improving to help with the rehab of patients.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, it's easier even with our new step, Omnicycle, you know, the diathermy, the pain modalities machines, you know, all those things are, you know, updated now compared to, you know, a few years before that they're big clunky machines, but now, you know, they come down smaller and more effective in ways that we could use better.
So Ray, we just have a couple of minutes left, and you know, the intent not only on my version of this show, maybe not Olivia's, is to not only talk about the work that you do, but to get to know you a little bit. So maybe you could spend a minute, people see you in the hall, we're in our little space here. Tell us some things that are important to you, things, hobbies you have, things that are exciting in your life.
Well, right now, you know, the most exciting thing in my life right now is I'm expecting a daughter. June 13th is, you know, my wife's due date, and we work together. She's, you know, she's an occupational therapist. Her name's Jillian, so, you know, I'm excited about that. Can't wait. You know, it's really, my heart is thumping right now just thinking about that.
And mind you, Jillian, who's pregnant and obviously due to give birth soon, is here working, works on all the floors, really is representative of your department, also representative of your household, here to do her job and does it no matter what.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, there were times that we were, you know, having a discussion. Is it safe for you to continue working, all these things? But she said, you know, we came to a conclusion that, you know, both of us said, yes, I think as long as you have the proper PPEs, you maintain, you know, rigorous, you know, infection control, I think you will be safe. So, you know, and thank God she's still doing well, healthy. And,
do we have a name picked out? Because this could be breaking news here.
I don't want to, you know.
Okay. Don't do it on the Olivia show.
I need to, you know. I need to ask her. You know, she's the boss, so.
You learned well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we wish you a lot of good luck with that.
Thank
it's
you.
very exciting.
Thank you.
She's a terrific person, a part of the team, and it'll be an exciting moment in Hebrew Home to welcome whatever the young child's name will
Thank
be.
you. Thank you.
So I want to thank you for spending a few minutes with us today and talking about the important work you're doing, the leadership you've given to a really great group of people that are performing really terrific work, and thank you for all that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So I think that will wrap us up today for the Tuesday edition, the May 5th version of Good Morning Hebrew Home. I think we're going to play out the theme song. I'm getting signals. What did I not do?
Just announced we're going to show our Mother's Day videos now.
Oh, and we're going to show our Mother's Day videos now. I'm sorry. So please enjoy the Mother's Day videos.
Happy Mother's Day. I wish I could come to you and Grandma, you, Nana and Grandma. I wish so, but I can't. It's the virus. I love you.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers at the Hebrew Home, and especially to my sister, Carmen.
Felicidades al Día de las Madres para ti y para todas las madres que están ahí contigo.
Happy Mother's Day. Bye.
Felicidades, mija. Un beso.
Hi, Mom. I just wanted to wish you a very, very happy Mother's Day. Love you so much.
Happy Mother's Day, love you.
Hey Mama, it's Ross. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, Mom Michael.
Happy Mother's Day, Mama Mel. Happy Mother's Day, Chicky. It's Ingrid.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you.
This is your number one son, Joseph, Mom. I love you and I think of you every day, and thank you for all your love and care. Here's a picture of my girlfriend, Tracy. She says hello, and both she and I send our prayers to you for a happy Mother's Day. I love you always, Mom, always and forever.
Happy Mother's Day. And this is for Shelly and for all of you. Lots of health.
And we just wanted to also say thank you so much to the wonderful staff at Hebrew Home, and we really appreciate everything you're doing. Thank you, and happy Mother's Day.
Just wanted to say miss you, love you, and until we see each other again, which we will, happy Mother's Day.
Hello, Grandma Blanche Lieber, aka Grandma Boy Blanche Andretti. It's Jill, your first granddaughter. I miss you, I love you, I hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day, and as soon as it's safe to do so, I'm gonna come see you, and I love you. Bye. Mwah.
Hi, Grandma. It's Rita. Happy Mother's Day. I love you. I wish I could come visit you today, but we're not allowed. And I hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful day. And I miss you and I love you. You see, I put on your favorite color, hot pink, today, so you can have some extra hot pink in your life. I want to come see you soon. I hope I get to see you very soon. And again, I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day. I love you. Bye-bye.
Go.
Hi, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. It's Jelly Bean and Jean. We love you. Joe loves you. I love you. Jelly Bean and Joy. We can't wait to see you. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Hello, this is Sean Villalba.
Wilda Rodriguez at RPG 3, room 302. This is from her daughter.
What's up, Grandma? How you doing? Happy Mother's Day. We love you.
Happy Mother's Day.
It's Robert.
Little Robert,
Lita, and Lisa.
Happy Mother's Day,
This
Mom.
is Francis, your son-in-law. We miss you. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Best grandma in the world. So 1, 2, 3.
Happy Mother's Day.
Those are great. If we're still on, please, if you're watching us on YouTube, send yours in and we'll show them. I think that's just a lovely reflection of using technology to achieve this goal. And it's interesting when you see other families, because I always campaigned with my mother that I was her favorite son with my brother, and I guess a lot of families have the same dysfunction as well. We're all competing. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back next Tuesday. Tomorrow is who? Wendy Wednesday. So Wendy will be back tomorrow. Her guest who will be? Allison. I don't know who's going to be running the camera. It could be on autopilot. But have a great day. Thanks, everybody.